Excellent. So, welcome to today's masterclass on the benefits of meal planning for weight loss. So, everybody struggles a little bit with managing their weight. So, we wanted to talk a little bit about how you can manage your weight better by being a bit more prepared, by planning your meals and how you can go about that, and what's the best way of doing it to utilize your time and certainly increase the chances of you managing your weight better in the future and maintaining it for the long haul. So, welcome. So, how to meal prep properly. How we're going to go through what we're going to touch on today. Little tips on how you can manage your time more efficiently, how you can prep like a boss, essentially. And it can be really, really simple to do this. And if you apply a little bit more time when it comes to prepping your meals ahead of time, it will save you tons of time in terms of, the food you're going to have throughout the week. So if you spend 1 day or 2 out of your 7 in the week, you're going to free up loads of time, so you don't have to come in late, cook every time you get in from a long day at work, and spend an hour cooking before you have your meal. And generally, what happens time to time after that, if you come in late, you're going to probably reach for something that's convenient, whether a takeaway or a ready meal, stuff like that. So hopefully these tips will give you the ideas to prepare you for that. And stick around to the very end, because I do have a real nice gift for you that can help you navigate meal prep more effectively and efficiently after this presentation. So stick to the end. So we're going to show you effective meal prep techniques to save you time in the kitchen. And that's what it's all about. It's that saving time, as well as it's making you eat healthier and aid your weight loss and maintain your weight. It's just going to save you tons of time. Time is precious. It's our most precious resource. And if we can save ourselves loads of time, we can free up time for training, spending time with family. We can do the things we want to do and enjoy rather than spending the time in the kitchen. And whether you enjoy cooking as a pleasure, which is great. I love cooking as well. We don't want to be spent hours in the kitchen. We want to do other things as well with our time. So this is going to help you free up loads of time as well. And if you have not met me before, my name is Neil. I have a master's in sports and exercise nutrition. I'm a fitness coach and health expert with over a decade of experience, helped over 30,000 people managing their weight and providing some health assessments for them, and just helping people, with their wellness journey to inspire you to be healthier, happier, fitter. So if there's a newbie guide for healthy meals and dishes, this is what's going to help you with Meal Prep 101. So this technique will save you time, and most importantly, will help you be more consistent with your goals. Because if you fail to prepare, you prepare to fail. So why do you need to meal prep? So ideally, like I said, we're always on the go. We've got busy lives. You might have a family, you might have kids, busy jobs. Time is precious. So meal prepping will allow you to save a significant amount of time, and of course help you reduce your portion size, which is key. It can help you achieve your nutrition goals that way by consuming less. And if you've got meals prepared ahead of time, also allows you to dodge those unhealthy meals like takeaways or takeouts, because that is what we're going to go for. We want convenience. We like things easy as humans. We want things to be as the path of least resistance as much as possible. So think about when you go to the gym. If the gym was a 20-minute car drive away, you'd probably go less often as opposed to if it was next door 5 minutes down the road. So the easier you can make things when it comes to eating, meal prepping is going to allow you to do that. So all this is going to allow you to stick to your goals a lot easier, maintain your goals, and actually, save you money as well, because you're probably going to cut down on food waste when it comes to, preparing meals ahead of time as well. So conscious belief meal prep can be quite a varied way of eating as well. It's not always spending a whole weekend in the kitchen cooking meals for the coming week. This is how I do it with me and my partner. We will spend probably Sunday cooking up a big, at the moment, doing quite a few stews. because it's winter, we'll make a big pot stew, and that will actually give us as individuals probably a good like 6 to 8 meals, over the next few days. We might have the same meal for a couple of days in a row, or we might cook a little bit more the next day. So we might do a bit on a Saturday, a bit on a Sunday, and then she has breakfast, or she has lunch and dinner to take to work with her for a few days. I have lunch and dinner as well for a few days, and then today I've actually just made a nice vegan lasagna, a vegetarian lasagna actually, and that is going to give me 6 portions. So that's going to give me lunch for a couple of days and dinner for a couple of days and another lunch and dinner. So enough for my partner as well when she comes back, and then we might cook it again on the Friday. So, it depends on how much you're going to spend cooking at the time, but when we put our heads together and we spend about an hour in the kitchen together as a team, we can prepare the food and cook the food and get everything ready in a very efficient way. So if you are with your partner, or even if you're by yourself, spend a bit of time, and you can do a lot in a short period of time and get things going alongside, your other tasks that you might be doing over the weekend, trying to relax, etc. So it could be cooking while you're watching a movie. It's really, really simple. And this is when it comes to like batch cooking. So a batch cooking 1 or 2 recipes. My advice is that if you find a recipe that you really enjoy and it says it's going to serve 4 people, then try and double that ingredients so it's going to serve 8 people. A couple of times I've made 2 batches of lasagna, so I've got essentially 12 portions, and then I can freeze them. So if I don't want them all the time, I've got something that I can maybe just put in the microwave or heat up in the oven if I come back late from work and I haven't got much in the fridge. And actually, think of that, I've still got a chili con carne that I've got in the freezer, which I can still access, which we cooked a few months ago. Just have to defrost that and cook that. So you've always got something as an emergency by batch cooking a little bit more than you need. And if you've got the right Tupperware, some freezer bags, you can freeze all these things ahead of time, stack up your freezer, and then eventually if nothing's left in the fridge, you can just, eat away at what's in the freezer until you have to buy more food. So allows, like I said, to cut back on food waste, allows you to prepare a lot of food ahead of time. So if you are coming in late, you got something to eat, you can just put it in the microwave, or you can leave it out to defrost. So when you come in late, you can just put it in the microwave, saving you having to, reach for the Deliveroo on the way home on the phone and that kind of stuff. So think about all these things. It's going to save you time. It's going to save you money. It's going to help you eat healthier because you're preparing food ahead of time. And if you're cooking from scratch, you're not buying takeaways, which are generally high in fat and salt. So all these things are going to save you in terms of not just aiding your weight loss, but just keeping you healthier in general and cutting back on food waste as well, which is a massive issue in today's society. So the method of batch cooking will create large batches of a specific recipe, like I said, and then what you'll divide them into portions to be frozen, eat in the next few days, weeks, in some cases, like I've said, months. And as you can see by the image here, you can just get small Tupperware containers. It can be plastic, ideally not plastic, but glass, which you can freeze, hopefully then microwavable. But the nice thing about the Tupperware containers is that it just portions up your food for you. So we might have plates that are quite big, and what we tend to do is overfill these plates because we want to just fill the plate. So the bigger the plate, the more portions we have. The smaller the plate, the less of the portion we have. So these Tupperware containers, you can only fit a certain amount in. So actually the portions that you consume and you take with you for your lunch and have for your dinner are actually a lot more controlled. And a lot of time when it comes to managing our weight, food we're eating is fine. It's just consuming too much, too many portions, too many calories on our plates. And we wonder why we're not losing weight or seeing any progress, because a lot of time it's just the portion control. So having some meal prep done for you and the portions done, this will allow you, like I said, to cut back on food waste, but also just allow you to give yourself healthy portions that you're going to feel full from, and you're not going to overconsume. So you're going to feel about 80% full, but you're not going to feel stuffed and bloated and overconsumed, because what we tend to do is eat it because we see it and feel if it's on a plate, we need to finish it. Like I said, batch cooking is going to save you money, so you won't have to worry about what you're going to eat. You're going to feel less compelled to buy more food at restaurants. And if you're concerned with the economy, or you want to save a bit of money, batch cooking is the easy way of doing it. You can buy a recipe, ingredients, say it's going to cost you say £5, and then per portion probably cost you less than £1 per portion. So, and remember it's really healthy food, and it's not going to be high in fat and salt, because you're deciding what's going to go in it. So, and what you can do as well is make individually portioned meals. So if you want to have more vegetables in your meal, you can have more vegetables, have a bit of a side salad with it. If you want to have a few more greens, if you want to have more of the main dish, you can have more of the main dish. So you can really tailor this to your individual needs, what you want. If you're cooking with someone else, you can make it really as individualized as possible as well. So if you're cooking for individual portions, it's important to prepare the meals and then divide them into portions, so you have little grab and go, perfect quick lunches. Obviously, I eat a lot more than my partner, so she'll have a smaller portion than me. But obviously, just go on what you feel you need, and then all you have to do with this method is, once you get the meal in the fridge, just heat it up as you wish. So in the oven, if you've got a microwave at work, you want to take it to work, you can keep it in the freezer, defrost it overnight, heat it up in the microwave when you get home. If you don't have a microwave, quick blitz in the oven and just warm it through. So really simple. It's going to save you a lot of time. Like I said, rather than coming in, imagine if you had to cook for an hour after every long day at work, 6 hours a night. You could spend 2 hours over the weekend, and that could be most of your meal prep done. So you're going to save yourself a bunch of time. So one of the main tips as well is make time to prepare the ingredients as well. So if you are cooking as a partnership, you got someone to help you out, then me and my partner, I'll do all the cutting, peeling, slicing, and then she'll start putting all the meal together. That way it's more efficient, rather than me having to do one and then do the other. However, I did that all myself tonight, so big thumbs up for myself today. But if you're efficient, you can get things done, get things cooking while you're chopping. So eventually, the more you cook, the more efficient you become at it as well. Also, check with your supermarket that's possible to have the ingredients, able to buy them cleaned, ready cooked, to allow you to cook straight away. I'm not a big fan of these generally, because they tend to come packaged and you're paying a lot more for something that's pre-prepared. But things like Gusto and other meal prep boxes are out there that you can utilize if you want something a bit more easier and convenient. They do cost probably about £3 per meal, but if you weigh that up in terms of if you're having a takeaway, which might cost you at least 10 to 15 quid for one dish, this is probably going to save you quite a lot of money if you do find you'll have a takeaway at least a couple times a week. So if you want to cut back on your spending but actually eat healthier, you could probably go for those Gusto things to make it a little bit easier. If you want sort of everything ready to go, all you have to do is chuck everything in a pot, got the instructions, all the food that you need, and ingredients is there in individualized portion sizes. So you might have like a tablespoon of paprika already prepared, rather than buying paprika and have to do that yourself. So there are other options out there. Just weigh up how much you're spending on a weekly basis when it comes to your food, because if you are eating out, like I said, quite a lot, takeaways for example, these options will probably be a lot more affordable for you, as opposed to thinking, I don't want to cook from scratch, it's going to take me a lot more time. Where this is a medium option. You can always go to the lower option, which is preparing it all for yourself, but it's still going to save you money if the other option is that you're having takeaways quite a lot. So weigh up those options, save you time, you're going to eat healthier, and it will save you money as well. So my option for you is see how you can get on this week meal prepping. Let me know in the comments if you do any meal prepping. What is your favourite meal that you like to meal prep? Let me know in the comments below. Mine was a vegetarian lasagna, which I did tonight. Really easy to do. Could bash it out pretty quickly. That's my favourite. A nice winter warmer as well these days. But let me know in the comments below what is your favourite meal prep and what you enjoy meal prepping at this time of year. And then some closing thoughts. If you haven't done so already, I do have a weekly newsletter that's just come out at neildamrell.com, where I share health, wealth, and mindset tips based on just something that I've been experiencing the previous week. So, things that I've been working on myself when it comes to my health, things that I'm learning when it comes to wealth creation, not just in terms of money, but just in terms of, feeling more wealthy with myself and, what's around me, and other things that I'm doing to level up my mindset, what things I'm being exposed to and working on to manage my mindset and how I'm improving that myself, and lessons that I'm, learning from stuff that I'm reading, experiencing in society on TV. So if you fancy signing up to a free weekly newsletter, then head to neildamrell.com to sign up now, and that comes out every Friday. The first edition's just been released, and the next one will be out on Friday. So if you're interested, then head to www.neildamrell.com to sign up today. You also get a free nutrition guide for signing up today with the weekly newsletter. And today, as a gift for watching today's masterclass, if you want an effortless guide to shopping, then let me know in the comments below with the word list, and we can get an effortless shopping guide over to you. So it shows you how to navigate the supermarket a little bit more effectively, because the supermarket is there for them to make as much money as possible, not necessarily for your health. So if you get lost and trapped in the 2-for-1 aisles and the chocolate aisles, this gives you a nice, really simple guide to see how you can navigate yourself around the supermarket to be more effective when it comes to shopping, but also to make sure that you're picking the right foods, to eat healthier, to live longer, to achieve your weight loss goals, and to save money down the line as well. So if you're interested in the free effortless guide and you want to learn more how you can get hold of that, comment list in the comments below and we can get that over to you as well. But thank you for joining me today on this week's masterclass, and we'll catch you again soon. If you haven't subscribed or liked this channel and the group, feel free to subscribe and send us a like. It'd be much appreciated, and we'll catch you again soon.